I'm an analytical chemist. We are the people who are concerned with chemical measurements, make carbon monoxide detectors, continuous blood glucose monitors. We could tell if there was any lead in your drinking water. The last decade or so at UTD, I've been part of a team that's been working on developing methods and patenting a method to detect carbon nanoparticles in biological cells. And since biological cells are also mostly carbon, this is quite a challenge. So it's been a lot of exciting work. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California, at the time a growing metropolis. And for the last 25 years I've been here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, another growing metropolis. And well, back then I earned my Bachelor's of Science in Chemistry from UCLA, and then my Master's at Cal Poly Pomona, my PhD at UC Riverside, and then I did 2 postdoc internships, one in Paris, France at the École Normale Supérieure, and one in Boston at Tufts. And so that's what brought me to Dallas. First real job, it was in a clinical laboratory, and we would receive blood and other samples from patients, and then I would perform tests, and then I would give these results to medical doctors who would then change the prescription of the patient's medication. It made me realize the importance of accurate and precise chemical measurements. I mean, think of the implications. If my work was poor, my lab technique was poor, then this medical doctor was changing someone's medication based on my faulty results. So it's always been, something that I found very important and try to impart to the students as well.
Do you teach analytical chemistry at UTD?
Yes, to both the undergraduates in their sophomore year and to the graduates, the first year graduate students, so both of them early in their career. I teach them how to not trust the instruments at first. And then we teach methods to build trust, to validate the output of these instruments. And so many instruments are used now, from a pH meter to a $1 million mass spectrometer, to make decisions about samples and things like that. I also teach statistics because students need to be able to make decisions about their data. And I always use the example, if you have $4 in your wallet and I have $5 in my wallet, do I have more money than you statistically? Or maybe we're both broke and we can't afford 2 hamburgers at McDonald's. So statistically speaking, are we similar in our wealth or are we different? So making decisions about wealth, about our data.
What makes UTD a better place, a good place for a student considering sciences?
There's 2 parts why UTD is so attractive. And the first is the area. Dallas it's just the right size for a big city. It's not too big, but it's big enough to have a variety of people, cultures, food, entertainment. UT Dallas is the right size. It's about 30,000 students. Big enough to have a variety of cool students, cool professors. Professors making major discoveries. Professors starting companies. And professors who are looking for undergraduates and people to join their labs. And this size thing is so important. You know, when I was at UCLA, such a big university, 100,000 people, no one knew me. I didn't know anyone. All right? In contrast, a student here has so many people looking out for them. They get to meet professors. There are so many quality people here looking out for the student. I mean, you got Hillary and Courtney in the undergraduate dean's office. You got Douglas and Valerie in the honors college. I'm sure you saw Dr. Schraw's podcast. You were there, you interviewed her, and she's the real deal, people. It's the people that are the greatest asset of the School of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. So that's what makes this place so attractive.
We would love to know why UTD emphasizes the undergraduate research so much.
Well, it's so much different than a teaching lab. In a teaching lab, the professors, we go to the web, we look for experiments that are known to work. So hopefully there's not a lot of surprises, all right? In a research lab, we're dealing with new problems, new areas of chemistry. And so the solutions are not on the web yet. The students have to develop the solutions to these problems. There's a lot of mistakes that are made. And well, this is why they call it research and not search. All right? And so there's a lot of surprises, a lot of new experiences that are gained. Instead of repeating the scientific literature, you're creating the scientific literature. So that's why research is so important and such a great learning experience for the students. It really helps the students when it comes time for a professor to write a rec letter about them.
That's true.
You know, because if you're sitting in a class with 800 people and you get an A in my class, I'll write you a rec letter and I'll say, yes, I guess you were in my class. I might have seen you in the back row and you got an A. Okay. If you're in a research lab, the professor can say, oh, you're always working well with others. You make great presentations at your weekly group meetings. You always ask relevant questions when someone else is presenting data. You can come up to speed quickly when given new material. And there's so many more things you can write about a student in their rec letters when they join a research group as opposed to when they're just sitting in the back row there.
And this makes all the difference.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
What advice would you give to students to become successful?
Well, I would be persistent, be consistent, dare to be great. Worry about things you can control. Don't worry about things you can't control. What med school are you going to be in next year? Who knows? You can control things like doing a good job here at UTD. Doing a good job wherever you're at will help you get to your next place in life. It's worked for me, it's worked for so many of my colleagues and other students before me. For example, I did a good job at UC Riverside, in Paris, at Tufts. I got 3 good rec letters, and those rec letters helped me get an interview here. So, yeah, worry about things you can control, such as doing a good job here. Put those phones down. I see so many students walking around campus with their heads down. I see so many students sitting outside of a classroom talking and looking at their phone. Instead of talking, there's all these people right next to them. Talk to people, introduce yourself to people in your classes. These are the soft skills they talk about that will help you perform well on an interview. Your resume gets you the interview, but your performance at the interview, these soft skills, get you the job. So practice these soft skills. Pick your head up. Talk to people. Introduce yourself to people in your classes. Have a good time.
Thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me today. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
And be sure to stay tuned for more great content on the Naturally Inquisitive podcast. Thank you.